Welcome back. All right, today's the day we actually learn how to play. We worked on our plucking with our plucking hand, and this is called pedaling. And look, we were jumping from string to string. By now you've got that down pretty good, and you're muting really nicely with your fretting hand. But today we're going to put them together and we're going to play the bass. All right, we're going to learn how to fret a note. Okay, so we're really just going to work on the E string, okay? And that's the big fat string up here. And in the alphabet, what comes after E? F. That's right. F is the first fret. Now, if you jump 2 frets, that's called a whole step. But if you only go just 1 fret, that's called a half step. But let's don't get too crazy. Let's start by pedaling. Can you do that? Notice how I'm still alternating my fingers on my plucking hand, but I'm pressing down really close to the fret. Notice if you play too far away from the fret, it's weak and funky and not cool. You have to play right near the fret. And you want your notes to sound the same velocity, the same evenness. See, we're just pedaling along here. Now here's what's important. To look at where you're playing and pronounce it. That's an F. 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 Okay, now notice this, guys and gals. My thumb stays pretty much right behind where I'm pressing down on the fretboard. You don't want your thumb pointed to the side and your elbow like this. Rah! That's not cool. You want to... Rah! You've seen Flea play. You pull that bass right up to you, and you get this nice flat stance, and you get your thumb back there to support it, and you go F. 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 Now notice I'm pronouncing it every other time that I play it. It's just a groove thing. We just want to get used to that. But you must pronounce it. That's how you're going to get really good really fast. Trust me. So, F. 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 Now we're going to move to the G. 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 Now we're going to move up a whole step to A. A. Play along. A. A. Now we're going to go a whole step up to B. 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 Then it's only a half step to C. C. I wonder why. C. 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 Now we're going to go a whole step up to D. 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 And then we're a whole step up to E. And notice E. We're at the octave marker. That's the 2 dots there. That's the octave marker. That means E to E is 8 notes in the scale. We'll talk about all that later. So when you think about it, you guys, and this is just a little, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but each one of these notes has its own scale, but we're not going to mess with any of that stuff now. We're just going to get used to playing and pedaling F, F, G, G. Notice it's a whole step up to A, A. Pronounce with me. A, then a whole step up to B, 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 then a half step to C, 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 and notice I'm always playing close to the fret, D, D, then a whole step up to the E. See? And then we're going to go backwards. D, C, B, A, whole step down, G, F, F. So you know the difference between a half step and a whole step. A whole step is, and a half step is, okay, we're used to that. But what we've learned is in between the E and the F is always a half step. There's no such thing as an E sharp. There's no F flat. And in between the B and the C is a half step. There's no such thing as B sharp. There's no C flat. I know that's a lot of information. So let's get back to playing. F, G, A, B, half step to C, C, D, E. Now, I'm going to make sure I haven't been watching the screen, so let's make sure that you can see this. F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So I'm moving kind of fast now. E, D, C, B, A, G, F. But I don't want you to move that fast until you've got this down like this. F, G. Make sure you can pronounce them. A, and you know where you're at. B, what comes after B? C, exactly, and it's only a half step. D, and then look, we're back up at the octave marker. E, E. Now, okay, seems a little monotonous, but it feels pretty good. If you do that for 5 minutes, G, always pronouncing. A, B, half step to C, C, D, E. Now, once you've got that really good and solid, see if you can force yourself. Well, actually, you don't want to force anything. If it feels natural, great. If it don't, keep practicing. Otherwise, try this. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. Now the reason it's so important to pronounce while you're looking at the note is so you know that that's a D and you know that that's an A. Well, there's a C. You'll get used to it and your brain will see. When you see that dot right there, you're going to know that's the G. All right? So, again, we're really only just working on fretting and making sure it sounds really good, close to the fret, but we're pronouncing the notes. I know I've driven that point home a lot. So now, let's think about, why are we even doing this? This doesn't sound real musical, does it? F, G, A, B, C. But you feel you're playing the bass. E, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. Okay. Now, what's it all for? See? Playing the bass is fun. Okay, that's all we're going to talk about on today's lesson. Just the E string. That's all we did. And it was fun. Practice it for 5 full minutes. And I'm going to whip up another lesson just for you right away. So check back in. Thanks for subscribing and liking the video, if you do. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.